Welcome to Run With It, BC's only running, fitness, and health show. On today's show, we have race coverage of the 18th annual Granville Island Turkey Trot Run. Plus, we have a segment on the Fall Classic, so stay tuned for that. And we have a contest coming up later in the show, so stay tuned for details. And we have Doctor's Corner with Dr. Paul Zickler, Medical Director of YesWellness.com. But first, let's go to our in-studio interview. With me in the studio is Canadian roots pop singer-songwriter Melanie Dekker. Her album, Distant Star, has sold approximately 11,000 copies. She has also opened for Diana Krall, Faith Hill, Biff Naked, President Clinton, to name a few. She is here today to talk about her music and her healthy lifestyle. Welcome to the show, Melanie Dekker.
Thank you.
So let me ask you, when did you have that epiphany moment that you wanted to be a singer-songwriter?
Oh, there were a few, but the one that sticks with me and is most significant happened when I was in high school, and I heard a girl sing in front of the whole school, and I was so moved by it that I just thought, I want to do what she just did to me, whatever that was. And so I wasn't a musician per se before that. I'd already picked up a guitar, but that intensified it to the point where I thought, I want to do this for a long time. Yeah, and as often as possible.
So when did you first pick up the guitar?
I was jealous of my brother, and he had a guitar. And my parents said one at a time, let's see who takes to this first. And he got, flip of a coin, he got to go first. And I just couldn't wait until he didn't feel like playing guitar anymore so I could try it.
So you picked
And I had to listen to What Shall I Do with a Drunken Sailor for about 3 months. Then I was like, my turn, please. And yeah, so I learned to play the guitar kind of because I was jealous.
And when did you start performing?
Pretty much right away. So I would have been about 12 or 13 when I got a hold of that guitar, and a high school teacher encouraged me to sing in front of the school, like the girl that I had seen. So yeah, just about a year afterwards, probably before I was ready musically, but I had the ambition to want to do it.
And you knew that was your calling?
I don't know if I would call it that. It made me feel confident. It was the one place where I could feel confident. I was not a shy person per se, but kind of like doing things in my room on my own, and I had a couple of really close friends, and I felt the most empowered when I was on stage. Yeah. Yeah,
so tell us when your first album came out.
It was 1997. It came out as a nice soft word because I think we printed 1,000 copies or something like that. And I worked with some of the best musicians in Vancouver. And I had a friend who was 10 years older, and he said, Mel, I'll wrap some great musicians around this album. And I had just heard about Sheryl Crow's format, and how she had recorded Tuesday Night Music Club. And it was, okay, I'm going to record a song a week or write a song a week. So I kind of went with the same formula, and it worked.
It's awesome.
So yeah, it's not out there, by the way. If you're going to start looking for that album from 1997, it's under my bed.
It's under your bed, but it's there. And
yeah, no, I feel proud of it. Exactly.
You have to.
It's stronger than a photo album.
Awesome, Melanie. So let's talk about your album here, Distant Star.
Thank you. That's my latest recorded record. I have also just finished a live album that's only available at the shows. I recorded this record here in Vancouver with a great producer named Alan Roger. And I took the most time I've ever taken to write the music for this record. I tested it out live more. I shortened the songs. I found that when I started listening to my older records, I thought, why do I use so many words? Because I kind of need less to say the same thing. So this record was the result. Distant Star, both the title and the first song, came from a movie that I'd seen, and I don't see that many movies. So it's easier for me to remember them. And it's called The Artist. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh,
I have to
we
check it
talked
out.
about the arts backstage there, and no, this is a really moving movie, and I'm not even going to tell you anything else about it. I have no need to promote it, other than that when I finished watching it, what I liked about it was that it was a love story, and that it left you it didn't give you a specific ending. And I thought, I'd like to have a song like that, where you don't know where it started, you don't really know where it ended, but you know that it was a love story. So I wrote Distant Star, I think it was a day after I saw that movie, The Artist. Yeah.
After. So. I've listened to it, Melanie Dekker, Distant Star, and it's moving. Your music is so moving. I mean,
I love that you say that.
No, it's true. I mean, that's what
I want.
But who inspires you? Like, I understand, like Gordon Lightfoot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I love the way he presents his songs, and
it's like poetry.
Oh yeah, no, he's one of my favorites. Who inspires me? People like you do. People that are ambitious inspire me. Bravery inspires me. And people talking about something other than the weather inspires me too. It's not to be vague. I just find that, let's say people like Gordon Lightfoot, artists that have this legacy. It's because I don't inspire to be them or like them. I just want to be moved by what they do, so that I can make something moving.
And you inspire others as well. And now
that's cool if I can do that.
And you do. Yeah. Now you have a voice like chocolate. I read. Mm-hmm. Who told you?
It was a headline.
It was a headline.
Yeah. Somewhere I was playing in the center of Germany. Actually, right in the center. It's called Fulda. If you look at a map, it's almost right in the middle. And yeah, the headline read, "A voice like chocolate." And then the phrase got coined and what have you. And yeah, even now I can use it for some PR because I think I don't know if it's kind of funny and unique. And you know what started to happen is people start bringing chocolate to the shows thinking that because my voice is like chocolate, she must eat a lot of chocolate. No. No. But I do love dark chocolate.
Well, it's
but that's not what it's meant.
right?
It's a nice way of saying she has a really smoky voice or something.
Awesome. And I know, like, you travel a lot.
Yeah.
And
with music.
Yes,
yeah.
But I mean, how do you follow a healthy lifestyle with being on the go? You travel to Germany, Finland.
All over. I'm a runner, so that's probably how we got connected. And I love running in the woods, and I love running in countries where there are no bears.
Yes.
Because I've run in Whistler a lot, and I would say 1 out of 5 times in the summer I get sidelined. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I won't go that way. And it's not inspiring, actually. No. I'd much rather be on the ski lift saying, oh, that's cute. Yeah. Do I watch what I eat? No, but I tend to not put things on the table that I don't want to eat. So that's a little food trick for me. Oh, yeah. I'll
chocolate?
Just from having parents to say you should eat what's in front of you. Mm-hmm. And they were pretty healthy too, but that sticks with you. And me being okay with not finishing my plate helps me too, because if, people they're so welcoming, right? Because I'm an artist, I'm coming in, I'm playing a concert. Here, have some more. And they assume I'm a starving artist, which is not a bad assumption, because most are. And then it's like, boom, and suddenly you have 18 potatoes. It's like, So just knowing that, okay, I'm full helps. Over the past 10 years, I have 3 books I wanted to mention today, and I've never been able to mention them, I don't think, on anything that's media related. So at least 10 years ago, I read a book called Fit for Life. Fabulous. It's old school if you look at the cover because of the way that the authors are dressed and that sort of thing. But that moved me to eat and think and exercise in a certain way. Later on, I read a book called Anti-Cancer. I read this book while I was on holidays on a beach. And I can't tell you how many people would look at me reading and they'd see the cover, and I could feel almost that they'd had, almost poor girl, or and I thought, isn't this interesting? And I even got more proud. I was like, yeah, anti-cancer, everyone should read this book. This book is so brilliantly, it's like a novel. It's exercise in itself. So then my mom passed on a book. She said, well, if you like anti-cancer, you're really going to like this book. And I read Super Immunity. And we tend to read books that kind of go with our belief system already. And so Super Immunity kind of supported things that I believed in health-wise already. So yeah, with those three books combined, I don't stick to it like, I've got to stick to it. There's candy on the table and I just won't have it. But I just remember kind of what I'm going for. I just want to live healthy, long, and I like to be able to save my knees and do the right amount of running.
Exactly. I mean,
I need my knees for the stage too, right?
Yes, definitely. And then
I jump around.
Running, I mean, it complements your career as a musician, right? It helps with your breathing.
You know what? I never took on running for that sake. I would say yoga is probably the best for reminding oneself how to breathe properly with the filling of the lower abdomen. But yeah, I think in general, running is good for my ambition and my health and my mood. When I'm outside, I'm super happy. Because running can be thought of as not very good for singers. And I had an opera teacher, singing teacher, and he said to me, because I sometimes would jog to the lesson and then be half an hour early and wait until I was, no longer boiling hot.
Yes.
And he says, you're doing a lot of this. Well, that's air going in, air going out. It's not water. And yeah, sure enough, no, it's not the best thing before a performance. It's just, do it in the morning, do it on your day off.
Yeah, it clears your mind and absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, do you run every other day or how often?
When I can. So I think I feel most pleased if it's been 3 times in 7 days.
That's great.
Yeah, I think that's the right balance for me. And it doesn't always mean 10K or 20K. Sometimes it's just 2 or 3. But 10K is my favorite distance.
That's awesome.
Yeah, or an hour.
That's good. Melanie Dekker, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks.
And now, let's go to our segment on the upcoming Fall Classic event.
Fall Classic, which we're now running, and it's a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon, and a fabulous course out there. And so again, looking at all different kinds of running abilities. So a half marathon, you will have had to had training and probably looking at a certain type of goal, whereas a 10K and a 5K are certainly much more social and fun. So it's a great event. Again, registration is open. Runners can go online and check out both of those events. And use them as an opportunity to train for, the BMO Vancouver Marathon, which is the marquee event for us in the first weekend in May.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And now let's go to Dr. Ziegler with Doctor's Corner.
Welcome back, Dr. Paul Ziegler. And I want to talk about the season, like we talked about before, colds and flus. I'm curious to know, do you take any cold effects?
That's a good question, and I'm glad you asked that, Christine, because some of the things that we spoke about the last time we talked about flus and colds would probably be just as effective as the cold effects. At a fraction of the cost. Cold effects is actually quite expensive to take for the cold flu season. And for most people, I think it's probably too expensive. And what I've suggested they do for a fraction of the cost is probably just going to be just as or better effective in terms of effectiveness preventing the flu and cold. However, if you want a brand and you want to tell people that you do take cold effects, you're welcome to do that. But I want to reassure people doing what I've suggested in terms of prevention of the cold and flus is going to be just as effective as the cold FX. And just to clarify, just to even get that point across, Last year, in our office, we took my remedy for therapeutic doses of the vitamins and had them available at work. And so we made a big splash at work and had little posters around, at your first sign of a cold, go to the office. We've got vitamin D, we've got vitamin C, we've got zinc lozenges.
Great.
Right here for you to start taking them right away, and had the wipes to wipe off their equipment and the masks if they needed them. And really, when we compared our sick days and our leave of absence in terms of during the cold and flu season, it was a remarkable difference from one year to the next. So the problem is of course, to get people to do it. So, if I were to, to tell you, there's a little voice saying, okay, you got a little tickle in your throat, get on these things right now, and make sure you do them every day. That takes some discipline. It takes the discipline of you as an individual, where you're empowering yourself to take care of your health. But I mean, this past year, I didn't do the ongoing encouragement and telling people what to do. And people, come to me and, I got this really bad cold. Well, did you do this? Did you do this? No.
Yeah.
So that's really, it's the willpower to really empower you to take care of your own health. And the more we get that message across, you are ultimately responsible, not anybody else, you. And it's not going to be a magic thing in a bottle. The magic thing in the bottle is you, and to get yourself well.
Mm-hmm. And there's everyday tips from preventing getting that cold or flu, like if you're going to sneeze.
Yeah.
Sneeze in your.
Yeah, well, all the common sense things, right? Yeah. And to wipe down your equipment afterwards, and similarly, even at home, one of the things that it was pointed out to me, the mom is changing the sheets of the kids. Are all got colds and all their pillows and their bed sheets.
Right.
Well, after she gets those bed sheets and has them all over, she needs to wash and make sure that she's sort of disinfected herself and got those things in the wash. So just handling the bed sheets and the pillowcases and getting her hands on those, you don't think that that's where the germs are, but they are. And just think the number of times you've brushed your face, your nose, and your mouth.
Yes.
Between here and getting your makeup on. Well, that's all got viruses on them all the time. We've got them all the time. And we're in happy equilibrium when we don't have any symptoms. When one takes charge, then we start having symptoms. But you can prevent that from happening.
You can carry a little bottle of sanitizer, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And that will help.
Sanitizer, or a little container of wipes. And just a matter of doing it. It's getting you to do it.
It's educating, right? It's
not. It's more than education. It's more that motivation.
Motivation.
The willpower to look after your health.
Dr. Zickler, I want to talk about the flu shot.
Yeah, the flu shot. You know what? Again, it's not a panacea. And if you look at the data for the last 2 years, the effectiveness after they realized that in the flu shot, there's basically 3 viruses. This year, there's a vaccine that has 4 viruses that they protect you against. There are multiple other viruses that can cause you to have flus and colds. So it only covers those that have been the most common in the southern hemisphere 6 months ago, which they anticipate would be the problem in our hemisphere now. Well, what happened was last year, the virus mutated. So one significant virus out of the 3 mutated, and it was a waste of time taking that particular virus as a vaccine because it already mutated and was not affected by the antibodies that you had produced. So the actual effectiveness by February after the flu shot was in the neighborhood of 19%. So that means you took that flu shot, but the protection was only 19%. And so then when you look at the side effect profile, and the side effect profile in terms of percentages of people having side effects when they get a flu shot is encroaching 10 to 12%. Well, between that and 19%, there's not much difference between risk and benefits. So what I really like to tell people is, yes, if you've got a chronic illness, if there's somebody near you that's got a chronic illness that really can't tolerate any kind of cold, flu, yes, there might be some benefit for you to have that, and if the doctor suggests that you should have that for those reasons, or you've got a chronic illness that makes you more susceptible to being really sick with the virus and the cold. But for a lot of people, I just advise them to educate themselves and look at the data on both sides and make up their own decision in terms of whether they really need the flu shot or not.
Good information, Dr. Ziegler. I want to thank you again for coming on the show, and we're going to have you back. And for more information, go to yeswellness.com.
Despite the rain, nearly 1,700 participants took part in the 18th annual Granville Island Turkey Trot Run. Check this out.
Well, it looks like a nice warm day.
Okay.
Is this your first turkey trot?
This is our first turkey trot.
Yeah.
And we are super excited. I just really want to just finish. This is like I only started running in probably about the beginning of July.
Is this your first turkey trot?
This is my first turkey trot.
And how did you hear about it?
Just online, and anything that's called turkey trot, I just said I have to try that.
Just hope to complete it. We had a lot of turkey.
I love your costumes. Tell us about your costumes.
We just thought we'd look like a bunch of silly turkeys.
Hi, I'm Ben West from the Great Climate Race, and you're watching Run With It.
I wanted to ask you, what came first, your passion for running or hiking or financial planning, helping others?
Yeah, I started in financial planning 12 years ago. I was 23. So I guess they kind of started about the same time.
So when was your first run, or ultra run, because you're an ultra marathoner?
Correct. Until 2012, the idea of an ultra marathon sounded crazy to me. My first ultra marathon was actually a stage race. It was a 6-day stage race in Costa Rica. And we ran 250 kilometers over 6 days.
Oh my goodness.
Through the rainforest. It was crazy. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't. I'm not going to try to enroll you in doing anything like it. It was crazy. And I remember when my friend said to me, come join, he was putting together a team, and we were going to raise money for Imagine One Day, which is a local charity that helps get schools set up in Ethiopia. And we're going to have this charitable aspect to it, and we're going to bring this team, and we're going to do the unthinkable, and we're going to run this 250 kilometers. And I was like, you're crazy. And I said no. For about 6 months. And eventually I said, you know what? I got to go outside my comfort zone. I got to do it. And I said yes, and I was involved in fundraising at the time. And I said I got interested in the cause, and I jumped on board. And that was my first ultramarathon. And then it just, looking back at it, I'm glad it set the foundation for me in terms of on a physical level, how I can push myself and combine it with my passion for giving back, charitable giving. For the past few years, I've been running with Run for Water. It's an organization that helps get clean water and sets up wells in Ethiopia and the villages that don't have it right now. And I had been running, they had an ultra marathon every May, and you have to raise $1,500. You join in this small group, and for the past few years, I've said to the executive director, take me to Ethiopia. I want to go. I want to get more involved. I don't care if I have to raise more money. I don't care what I have to do. Just tell me, take me. I want to go. And my business partner had gone. He's been involved with Cambodia and helping with water and education there. And I saw the impact and his face and his expression and his emotion that he brought back when he had gone. And I wanted to go. I wanted to not just give money, but also get a sense of where is the money going, get involved with the community, live amongst the community, spend some time. You get to see other parts of the world, be physically active, and have the experience of raising money for causes. So it's how can you do it in a way that works for you is what I like to challenge people on.
If you wish to donate to Chris and Marissa's fundraising page, go to the link on the bottom of the screen.
And now it's time for our contest. You could win a runner's survival package provided by yeswellness.com. The question is, when and where is the Fall Classic? To enter, simply go to our website on the screen. And good luck. Thanks for watching. If you have a question or comment about today's show, go to our website on the screen. Until next time, run with it.
Run With It is sponsored by Capital Corp Financial Group, Mallory's Fashion Network, the Vancouver International Marathon Society, the Vancouver Sun Run presented by Blue Shore Financial, and YesWellness.com.